Well, it's morning, and that means it's smoothie time. This is the smoothie that I make every single day and have for the last 6 years, and boy, what a difference it makes in my day. It's a very positive difference. When I have to travel and I have a hotel breakfast, man, can I tell the difference in how my day starts as compared to when I have one of these power smoothies. So most of these ingredients here that you see came from Costco, and I bring that up simply because I've found that if you can source these ingredients from Costco, the cost of this smoothie can be controlled. Because if you buy this stuff from your local grocery store, in most cases, it's just an exorbitantly expensive and unreasonably expensive meal. But now I've got it down somewhere between $6 and $8, depending upon whether or not I can find these ingredients on sale. And that's a pretty reasonable price for a breakfast. So let's start on the left. We have Power Greens. Those come from Costco. It's $5 a bag. Man, is that a bargain. You want to buy that every chance you can get and never let a bag go to waste, because that is really good bang for the buck right there. About 8 ounces of filtered water is next. And then I have 3 protein sources. I like a little bit of protein diversity, so I'm not getting all of my protein from a single source. Collagen, great source of protein. This is Zint brand, and it comes from Amazon. Costco does not sell collagen-based protein. Vega, this does come from Costco. It was just recently on sale for $5 off a can. I picked up an extra one, brought it down from 26 to 21 bucks. Great source of plant-based protein. Terra's Whey I get at Whole Foods, but only when it's on sale. And about 4 times a year, this large can, 24-ounce can, goes on sale for 10 bucks off a can. I pick up usually about three or 4 cans, depending upon my budget at that particular time, because that is a good deal. Kombucha comes from Costco. It comes in a case of 6, very reasonably priced. If you catch it at the right time, it'll also be on sale for $3 off that case, which makes it even better, especially consider you use 1 bottle 3 times, so 3 smoothies out of 1 bottle. And I use that for obviously the probiotics. It does add kind of a little zing to the smoothie as well, a good taste zing. A good source of minerals is going to be pink Himalayan sea salt, which comes from Costco. That stuff is cheap. What a great bargain there. Extra virgin organic olive oil from Costco, well priced, great source of quality fat. Hemp hearts and chia seeds, fantastic sources of omega-3, also from Costco. I've never seen those on sale, but they're well priced there. It's a good price. The lemons, I try to get organic when I can. Unfortunately, Costco only has organic lemons every once in a while, so I just get the non-organic, which is unfortunate. But I use a whole lemon in every smoothie. And then we have the avocado, another great source of fat. I only use 1/4 of an avocado. If you use too much more than that, you make your smoothie into goop, and I prefer a little bit more liquidity in my smoothie. But that also comes from Costco. So that is the entire list of ingredients that goes into every single smoothie. So it's really, a lot of times people think, well, it's a smoothie. You put 2 or 3 ingredients in and a pack of vitamins and some ice and call it good. It's really more of meal prep than it is making a smoothie. This is an actual meal. It's a micronutrient rich meal, but a meal nonetheless. And it does take me about 10, maybe 12 minutes to make this thing. And that includes cleaning everything afterwards as well. But it does take some time every morning to make this meal. Generally speaking, I will take the skin off the lemon the night before, slice it up, put it into some saran wrap along with 1/4 of the avocado, so that in the morning I don't really have to deal with any of that complicated cutting. So while I'm watching a television show or something like that, or catching up on some reading, I'll slice. To the very far right, you can see we have a blend tech. I do recommend, if you're going to start doing smoothies and eating a bunch of raw food out of a blender, I would recommend either a blend tech or a Vitamix. It's just going to produce a much better product. It'll make your life a lot easier, and it'll make the process a lot faster. So anyway, that's the ingredient list. Let's go ahead and get this thing made. Okay, let's start off by getting the water and some of our dry ingredients into the BlendTech blender container. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use our chia seeds. Use 2 heaping spoonfuls of chia seeds. side. And then the same for the hemp. 2 heaping spoons of the hemp go in there. And again, this is a great source of omega-3s as well as fiber. So once we get those in, we're then going to put in our olive oil. And this also, we're just going to put in 1 tablespoon here. Done with our tablespoon now. We'll take some of the pink Himalayan sea salt. All you're going to do is just put a couple of grinds of that in there. You really don't need much more. And we're going to take our water and put the water in. Alright, so now we're done with these ingredients. And let's move on to the more complicated part, which is going to be preparing the lemon and the avocado. So you should wash this lemon, put a little bit of dish soap on it, wash it off. I prefer to use a veggie wash that I get at Trader Joe's. It's pretty cheap and it'll last for about 6 months. Same for the avocado. You're going to be dragging the knife through the skin, so I find it's always best to clean the fruits and vegetables that you're going to use. All right, so we're just going to take the ends off of the lemon, and then you'll notice what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to skin this lemon. Meaning I'm going to try not to take a lot of the rind with me, and so what you're left with is this very thin piece of skin where the oils reside, and that's really where you get a lot of that really bitter taste. There are also some good nutrients in here. Unfortunately, we're cutting those away. I'm going to leave probably about 1/4 to 1/3 of this skin, as you'll see here in just a moment, on the lemon. Just finish taking some of this rind off. So I'll leave probably about that much rind on the lemon. So what we'll do next is slice it. I'm going to slice it right here. We'll see if there's some seeds that are coming out, and the objective of this is to actually get rid of as many of those seeds as we possibly can. The goal is to get rid of all of them, actually. And you can kind of just look at the slice once you've completed this process and start to take the tip of the knife and push some of the seeds out. There's a lot of discussion about whether seeds should be left in or not. Most of the time people don't want to leave the seeds in. It's just because they don't want to actually take the time to remove them from the fruit. However, seeds, in spite of the fact they have a lot of nutrients in them, also contain quite a few anti-nutrients to protect the seed from, pests in the wild or fungus or bacteria. And so the question is always, how bad is that for you, or how much can that affect you, those anti-nutrients? And the answer to that question is discussed by some people. Some people think that there's not enough to really harm you in most seeds, and others think that why risk it? And I kind of fall into the category of why risk it. Let's just go ahead and get the seeds out. It really doesn't take that much more time. This is kind of a prolific lemon, kind of a lot of seeds in it, but there you go. So that's the lemon. Let's go ahead now and go to the avocado. I'm not sure about this guy. He's kind of soft. Normally I like about 1/4 of an avocado. Yeah, he's pretty good. It's not too much brown in there. And so I'm just going to take 1/4 of this avocado, put it in here. And again, if you put too much avocado, it's amazing. You don't need much to thicken these things up. If you put too much in there, it really does make it very gooey. So you get morning goo instead of a morning smoothie. All right, so that covers the lemon, the avocado, and the dry goods. We're done with those ingredients. Now on to the power greens. This is what people just don't get enough of. So you're gonna see I put really a very large amount of greens that go into this smoothie. There's 1 big handful, there's 2 big handfuls, And we're just going to go ahead and make sure that we're nice and topped off on greens today. A little bit more. So there you go. Now typically that would be enough for about 2, maybe 2.5 salads. And we're putting that all into just this one smoothie. Right back in the refrigerator. Okay, so next I'm going to show you an ingredient that I missed in the intro, which is also a Costco ingredient. These are organic frozen blueberries. Very inexpensive way to get micronutrients into this. And it also cools down the smoothie quite a bit, which I prefer to have a cooler smoothie instead of room temperature. Good source of antioxidants. And so I put about a cup, sometimes maybe even like 1.25 cups of blueberries into the top of this. So now we've got all of our ingredients in here that we want. Starting with liquids at the bottom and then moving up to the leafy greens at the top, and then we have also the blueberries. So now let's go ahead and put this on the blender. Get a lid. Put this in here to the frame a little bit more so you can see what happens. It's being blended. Okay, so typically I'll need to give this a little priming. So I just use the pulse button here on the BlendTech. Kind of get the ingredients initially mixed and all kind of falling towards the bottom. In the case of a BlendTech, it has a smoothie button, which makes it pretty idiot-proof for people like me. Runs through its cycle, it blends all those ingredients together, and you can see it was up here and now it's down here, and that's going to be roughly right around 32 ounces. 32 ounces. We're going to actually increase that volume a little bit more. We're going to add the kombucha. So again, we use this for the probiotics. It also kind of adds a nice flavor zing to it. We'll put about 1/3 of the bottle in there. That's about right. Then we'll start to add our proteins. And we have 3 of them. Whey protein, I'll put about 10 grams of whey protein in there. Got vegetable-based protein. And I'll put about another 10 or so grams of that protein in here. 10 to 12, 13, something like that. A little over half of the serving. And then we have our collagen-based protein. And the collagen-based protein, which is a little easier to open, we're going to put in about 10 to 12 grams of that protein as well. If you combine this with the protein that is derived from the chia seeds and the hemp seeds, you're getting about 40-45 grams of protein in this smoothie. So now that all these ingredients are in here, I'm going to replace this lid and we're just going to do a slow mix. So I really don't like to include the proteins or the probiotics in the initial blend. It's just a little too violent and it actually can break down some of the ingredients too much, and I like to just give this a stir. So I'm going to put the speed on 1 and give it a little stir for about 10-15 seconds. So the smoothie has been made. It's ready to be consumed. We've got about a little over 36 ounces here in the smoothie. And I know some of you may be thinking, I don't think my stomach can fit 36 ounces in. The answer to the question is, as to whether or not you can do that, is yes, you can. I do every day and have for many years. And I'm going to guarantee something right now. You will feel so fantastic after consuming this. Your body will utilize all those micronutrients and all those macronutrients to really help you start your day the right way. The other thing that I'll say about this is that you want to drink it pretty quickly. You want to drink it within 20 minutes, and it generally takes me about 20 minutes. A lot of the ingredients in here, the actual efficacy of the ingredient will start to dissipate. A lot of times people say, well, I'll just make this and I'll put it in the refrigerator. I'll come back to it for lunch if I can't drink it all. And really, that's not a great idea. Once you make this, it's probably got a shelf life of about 30 minutes. There's no preservatives in this guy. And so you want to make sure that once you make it, you consume it all. So anyway, what you could do is start with less ingredients to start with if you feel like you have a smaller stomach that isn't going to be able to take this, and then over time increase it so that you do actually have that huge intake, especially of those greens, those power greens, that huge intake of micronutrients. So at any rate, let's take a look at the consistency so you can see what it looks like. And so there you go. Normally I would actually just drink this straight out of the Blendtec container, save the glass, but I wanted you to see what it kind of poured like. So there you go. That's the smoothie. Enjoy.